Welcome to the TalkCondo release radar, and today we're going to be talking about the first biggest condo launch in downtown Toronto this fall, and it is 543 Richmond Residences on Portland. And today we're going to talk about the few things that we think investors should really be paying attention to for this condominium. It's an awesome project, and I think everybody should be really paying close attention to this one. Yep. So the first thing that we're really excited about is the location. It's interesting because Pemberton, for this one, they didn't need to go with a flashy name. The name of the address was all they needed, 543 Richmond. So give us a quick rundown on the location. I know the WalkScore here is amazing, the TransitScore here is amazing. So Mike, give us a quick rundown on
so
where we're at.
We had a 98 WalkScore, 100 TransitScore.
Yeah.
So we're basically, if you want to be everywhere all at once, this is the place to be. So you are just steps away from Queen Street, all the trendy shops and restaurants and everything shops around there on Queen Street, just 5 minutes from King Street West, which we'll go into a little bit later, which is amazing. Trinity and Stanley Bellwoods Park to the west, about 10 minutes. This is all walking, by the way. Yep. 15 minutes to Entertainment District, 15 minutes to Kensington. You have OCAD, University of Toronto. Like there's everything that you could. Yeah, if you are the kind of person that wants to be in 5-10 different neighborhoods all at one time, this is the spot to be.
And the exact intersection, by the way, is Richmond and Portland as well.
Yeah, so Richmond and Portland is interesting because the King West neighborhood, sort of the heart of the King West neighborhood, is considered King and Portland.
Right.
That's where all your restaurants are. That's where the Thompson Hotel is. So all of these things come together in this little pocket. I remember, I think it was this time last year, we sold Kingly condominiums at King and Portland, and it was sold out in a weekend. The demand was insane. And we're going to come back to Kingly a little bit later, but it's really important to understand the proximity to King and Portland. I want to transition to the second thing that we're really excited about. Obviously, the location is amazing today. The thing that we get really excited about is the location tomorrow. And if you've been following along anything that we've been doing, you'll know how excited about the future of the King West neighborhood we are, and I think for good reason. I want to zoom out and look at the 1,000-foot view for a second. We talk a lot about the tech boom in Toronto right now. We pulled up some stats, and we were shocked to see some of these numbers. And in the last 12 months, Toronto was the #1 city for adding tech jobs. If you take the next 4 cities, which are Manhattan, San Francisco, Seattle, and Washington, and add their 4 numbers together, we still created more tech jobs than the next 4 combined. Like if you're not seeing what's going on in Toronto right now, you're not paying attention.
We've been going on about this.
It's an ongoing thing. And what we're seeing is that a lot more of these tech jobs are finding home in King West. And from a demographic standpoint, it makes sense because the kind of people that the tech companies want to hire already live in King West. So give us, you looked at a few examples.
Actually, you talked about the 1,000-foot view. I actually want to touch on this because I actually think, and I read about this a little bit earlier, I actually think this is really, really important because it sort of sets the tone for the city going into the future from a government perspective. So in June, a new federal program gave Canadian companies to bring in foreign workers, high-skilled foreign workers, in as little as 2 weeks. It's a $7.8 million 2-year pilot program. And they announced that the startup visa program, which allows foreign entrepreneurs to even get permanent residence if they move their companies to Canada. These policies are still new, but they could increase Toronto's surging tech job numbers even further into the future. Another really interesting report that I read was by CBRE. And what they said, so they did a full report analyzing different markets in North America. And they scored Toronto as very high in terms of the quality, in terms of the skill set. And more importantly, they scored significantly better than Dallas, Minneapolis, Miami, and Phoenix. The other important and really interesting thing that they found was that Toronto was the second cheapest to operate in. 26 million total cost for a company to operate in Toronto versus Others, compared to the Bay Area, which was 57 million. So it's
half as
less
cheap.
than half.
Yeah.
So I think
Which
that's
is
important.
incredible.
The big takeaway for condo investors here is that this is just the beginning of the tech boom.
Yeah.
And if you look at that gap, you look at the people, we hear all the time, Toronto's getting out of reach in terms of pricing. But if you put all these things together, for a company to move to Toronto being significantly cheaper, the room is huge.
It's massive.
The room is huge because you're bringing high-skilled, high-paying jobs to Toronto all the time, and they're coming into this neighborhood, and they're going to want to live nearby. They're the ones that are going to force the rents and the prices up and up and up and up.
And it also goes back, there's a reason why there's a lot of these tech companies that are focused. You said this earlier, there's a reason why the tech companies are focusing within this neighborhood specifically, because the talent pool is here. We've got U of T, we've got York University, which is a massive boon for the city, because they themselves, U of T Toronto, I was reading, they themselves host 10 startup companies as sort of like the think tank companies for the city. It's incredible.
Yeah, but we see the other thing I wanted to focus on were the companies that are specifically moving to King West within.
Yeah, exactly. Within this neighborhood.
Yeah. Kingley, we already mentioned, that sold out a year ago. Shopify is moving their headquarters. We met with Westbank last week. They're bringing the Thomson Reuters headquarters.
We should talk about that a little bit.
And we will. And so we talked about the tech companies, but the other cool thing about King West and the evolution of King West is that, historically speaking, we've always seen the best people, the best companies, the best everything move to Yorkville.
Yeah.
In the next 5 years, the best architects on the planet, Bjarke Ingels, Frank Gehry, they're coming to King West. The best brands, the best hotel brands, Ritz-Carlton's already here. Shangri-La is just around the corner. Bisha just opened an amazing new hotel. Nobu is coming. So all these...
There's a reason. There's a reason why they're coming.
Everybody's
here.
migrating to this area, and it's one of those situations where this area is just going to keep getting better and better and better because the people are there, which brings the better companies, which brings the better people, which brings the better companies.
And then it'll bring in more people, it'll drive wages higher, which in turn will drive rents higher, which in turn will drive appreciation.
Yeah. And as a condo investor, this is the stuff that you should really, really, really be focusing on, because
absolutely,
we just think that the growth potential in this neighborhood is enormous.
Everybody's always looking for potential, but
it's already there. It's already amazing.
We should talk about Thomson Reuters.
Yeah.
Can we talk about that?
Sure.
So they're moving to 19 Duncan. It's already building their brand new headquarters. Right now, they're temporarily housed in the South Financial Core.
Yeah.
They wanted to hire 400 high-tech jobs over the next 2 years. They're at a point already where they're going to run out of space by the end of next year. Their aim is to invest $100 million into this new home, which is not far from 543 Richmond. It's around the corner, and their eventual goal is to hire 1,500 people, staff at this hub, this hub of theirs, this brand new headquarters, which is huge for the neighborhood.
So just in a nutshell, because we talked about a lot of stuff there, but the future of King Street is incredibly bright. We've got the best architects, we've got the best brands, we've got some of the biggest tech companies moving into this neighborhood, and we just think that that's going to keep bringing the prices up and the rents up, and it's going to have this knock-on effect. So this is the sort of stuff that I think condo investors should be like really zoning in on.
For sure.
Transitioning into point number 3, 543 Richmond and Portland, and what I wrote down here was it's in a low supply, high demand area. I had a peek at TalkCondo, see what was available on the pre-construction market today in this neighborhood, and there is nothing. We talked about Kingley, sold out. Nobu, sold out. Theatre District, sold out. The only condominium in this neighborhood that had any inventory right now was Woodsworth Condos by Brad Lamb, who had a new release recently. So we're in this amazing little pocket where demand is so high, but the supply is so low. And again, if you're a condo investor, this is the magical equation. And again, we don't see there's not a huge pipeline of buildings in this neighborhood. So we are seeing the demand getting absorbed.
Well, it's one of those things that people see tons of cranes building the most skyscrapers in North America, but there are certain pockets that are underserved, undersupplied right now. That talked about the commercial component of it. That's a huge component that people don't often get a chance to get in at this time when these things are building. So yeah, it has all the variables going for the investors.
Yeah,
For sure, 100%. The last point we want to touch on is the builder.
Yes.
It's when you're buying pre-construction, you're buying the builder. The builder here is Pemberton Developments, and if you've spent any time with our podcasts or videos in the past, you know how highly we speak of Pemberton Developments. Mike, give us a quick rundown on Pemberton. I know you spent a lot of time with.
Yeah, it's the same as always with Pemberton. It's just one of those tried and tested names where, you know, okay, who's doing the project? Pemberton. Okay, great. You know, check that off. Like, don't even have to worry about anything ever again. So, huge builder in business, over 50 years, had the most sales in 2017. They've been on a tear lately. Time and Space, they did 4 phases there. They did social condos last year, and they built outside of the GTA or outside of the downtown core as well. Mississauga, Vaughan, Maple, Richmond Hill, like they're everywhere. They're kind of like this project. They're everywhere at the same time right now. So,
which speaks to expertise as well. Every neighborhood, every city has its own unique challenges, and you have to be building to that neighborhood demographic. So,
always sharp projects, features, finishes are always incredible. So it's one of those where, again, just you hear the name, you're like, okay, we're good to go. Okay.
Awesome. So we talked about the 4 main things that we're really excited about, and I think all 4 things are things that condo investors should be looking very, very closely at. The first one was the location as it is today. Amazing location, 98 WalkScore, 100 TransitScore, Richmond and Portland. The second one is that the future of King Street and King Street West, this neighborhood, King West, is so bright with so many tech jobs coming, and the best brands, the hotel brands in the world are coming into this neighborhood. We talked about this area being a low supply, high demand neighborhood, which is an amazing magical equation for condo investors. And finally, we talked about Pemberton, the developer. It's one of those that you can just cross it off and put it into the back of your mind, you're safe. So 543 Richmond, we're really excited about this project. I think it's a project that any serious downtown condo investors should be looking at. The project is going to be launching very, very soon. So if you're interested in this project and learning more, getting floor plans, getting prices, contact our team and we'd be happy to help.